Hi Larry, thanks very much for taking the time to talk to us today. How would you describe the progress you've made in the last 14 years?
Well, we worked really hard in the early years to rebuild the brand. In 1999, over the years, API's had a few ups and downs, a few bumpy places in the road, and 99 was one of those bumpy parts when I was able to acquire the company. And so after that, we worked hard to re-energize the brand API, introduce some new products that needed to be introduced at that point. And we were fortunate to be able to take advantage of the backlash against some of the early digital products that people had purchased, and then as digital technology advanced, those pieces became antiques very quickly, where analog audio products tend to work for years and years without needing upgrades and modifications and all. So we introduced products in the early days that were newer versions of some of the core technology that API has always manufactured.
And do you feel that the appeal of analog equipment is still as strong as it's ever been?
Well, I think it's even stronger here in the last few years, because there's been a resurgence of interest and appreciation for analog audio, in that it's fairly easy to demonstrate the dynamic capabilities and the quality that you can get by mixing analog or tracking analog and maintaining a dynamic range and a quality that's a little harder to get in the entirely digital domain.
So what would you say the main strengths of the brand are in the company?
The main strengths are the fact that all of our products are designed with a very short signal path from input to output, so there's not a lot of circuitry involved, but in that circuitry is generally a transformer, and the heart of all of our products is the 2520 op amp. So transformer, op amp, circuit design, keeping it simple but very high quality, which is the core of all of our products, which is really what makes that API sound translate from product to product.
And you seem to have a bit of an interesting history. Obviously, before you joined API in '99, you were a live sound engineer for many years. Do you feel that sort of having a background in the industry has benefited you, rather than sort of coming in from just a purely business background?
Well, I think it's helped me. If I have any regrets over the time, it's that I didn't have much of a business background. So I jumped into manufacturing from being on the road and mixing live sound to getting into building the equipment that I've always loved, without having much of a business sense about it. So I made a few missteps, quite honestly, in the early days. I think I've been able to employ people who have that sense, and therefore the old adage, always hire people smarter than you are, definitely worked for me. And we have a really dedicated crew of people at API that love what they make, and we love what we do. And that translates into our products, of course.
Did you ever sort of miss the days of being out on the road at all? I mean, you've worked with legends like Stevie Wonder. Do you ever sort of look back and wish you were sort of doing that again a bit?
Occasionally I do, absolutely. I mean, those were, for me, the glory days. And I do miss getting out on the road once in a while, but I sort of live vicariously through some of my friends still who travel on the road, or people who use our gear on the road, and we get to go out and visit a tour now and then or whatever. So I get my satisfaction by visiting a tour and then going home at the end of the day.
How much of a challenge is it for you to sort of keep releasing truly innovative equipment?
We generally design things or come up with new products kind of in a round table discussion, because we have regular meetings, of course, with engineering and sales and manufacturing and production, so that we have generally a laundry list of products that we would like to manufacture, because sales will come in and say, okay, there's people think that X, Y, or Z would be a great product. So engineering goes, yeah, I think it'd be a great idea. And so the ideas for new products generally are a homogeneous group of people that we generally eventually come to a consensus as to what should be our next product, or how we should modify oftentimes an existing product to bring it more in line with the contemporary workflow or the way people are recording or mixing today. So that our products generally aren't completely new concepts, but oftentimes modifications or updates of products that fit into a more contemporary workflow.
And obviously, we're here today at KMR Audio, but it's also interesting to see that you're actually here. You know, you're here meeting not just your suppliers, but your customers face to face today. So, how important is that to you to get out and about and actually meet people face to face?
Well, that's a good part of what makes our research into how well our products are working for the customer, and if there are products that we could develop that could meet the needs of the customer. So we really enjoy getting out and talking to people who use our stuff on a daily basis, or people who would like to use our stuff on a daily basis, because it gives us then the opportunity to go back to the factory and say, okay, here's an idea, here's a concept, here's maybe something that we could do that would help those people who are the end product users of our stuff, that would give them another level of support. And so I think it's safe to say that we will continue to produce and think about products that may be innovative but fit into the workflow for the way people record, the way people mix, and maintaining that high level of quality and performance that API is known for.
Thank you very much for taking the time to speak to us, Larry.
Thank you.